Okay, we are going to use some Photoshop text effect templates and customize them with Photopea and Photoshop and bring them into Adobe Express. So here's one. You can see the logo, the light blue kind of matches the color of the light blue type and outline. And I did that in Photoshop. So we'll do that in Photoshop with a template that I got from Adobe stock. And then the other one I did was this, I didn't adjust the text color this time, I just left it the original gold color. But I changed the blend mode of the logo and I added a Mars image. So I did that in Photopea, which Photopea actually lets you use live editable type, which Vector P did not, so pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. So, okay, let's get the files going. So I went to Adobe stock and I searched for text effect under templates. So if you come to templates and search for a text effect, and then get the filters, and you only want Photoshop. And you can see which kind of styles. You can add words if you want, like a 3D or some kind of, chrome or gold or grunge. But I added movie just to kind of drive home the point that a lot of the times there's these pop culture effects that you want to mimic. Like if you want an event that has a superhero themed party or event, then you can use one of these effects, and it looks like you're recreating the poster or the type, the font, and the effect on the movie poster, video game, I guess just game, or music, or television. All right, so the one I found, let's see, I know I'm not supposed to scroll too much, but it was this one, gold-rimmed movie-style text effect. So gold-rimmed movie-style text effect, and I downloaded it, got it on my desktop, I put it in my Google Drive, and I opened it in Photoshop. So get yours downloaded. Let's see, I guess my desktop's getting messy. Oh, here it is, this PSDT file. So they add T for template on the end of PSDT. And if you double click, at least Mac doesn't know what to do, so you got to tell it what to open. Control click open with Photoshop, or drag it onto Photoshop in your dock. And you get a nice Your Text Here smart object ready to edit. So I'm going to save it, so file save as. To get it on my desktop, you could save it to the cloud, but let's call it Photoshop text demo, and put it on my desktop. All right, so my view's okay. I guess I could expand it a little here. And so what we want to do is edit the smart object. Just double click on it. We got this nice red layer with Your Text Here ready to go, so double click on it. And then you can see these are two type layers, movie, text effect. So I'll double click on movie, which highlights and lets me, if I do all caps, summer. And it's a little too big, but Photoshop's pretty nice. If you put your cursor in the contextual taskbar on the letter T for type, you can click and drag left. Oops, it wasn't selected. All right, triple click, double click to select it, click and drag left. And then you get this nice visual feedback that Illustrator does not give you. So instead of having to like dial in the font size and keep hitting up and down arrow, you can just scroll and find it visually. Okay, so to apply that change, we can click off. So I'll click to the Move tool, and our change is saved, or hit Command Enter, because if you hit just Enter, you make a return carriage, which you don't want. So summer looks good. Double click on text effect, and I'm going to type in 2025. I can do the same thing, make it a little bigger. Oops, and again, I got to double click, triple click to highlight it all. And then now I can kind of change the size and go to the move tool or hit the check to apply my change. And I can't really see, looks like that's pretty good. I got a nice smart guide there, so I could zoom in and perfect it, but I think that's fine. So, okay, so I edited that PSB file that opened up, and the way to save your changes is just to hit the X for the tab of the PSB file, and you get that error and you say save yes, and then Photoshop updates your type, and you're good to go. So I think I did a couple more changes. I brought in the logo. So if I click on the top layer, maybe when I bring in this Sonoma State logo, it comes in on top. Otherwise you have to drag it up, something like that. Done to exit free transform, or check or enter to apply the transformation. And then I wanted to make all this, the rest of the stuff, so you can eyeball off and on to see what controls what. But what I did was, I think I just grouped everything. I came here, I clicked on Halo, and I shift clicked on background, cancel, clicked on Halo, shift clicked on background, and then I grouped it. So edit group or Command G. And the point of this is just, you know, if you want to kind of make the colors of the letters match your logo, and I just got the logo from Google Images, right? You can go Sonoma State logo and then click and drag it to your desktop. So, so I want to do an adjustment layer. If I click on this group, sometimes the contextual taskbar tries to predict what you want to do, but I'm going to go to adjustments, and then I'm in single adjustments. I'm going to do a hue saturation adjustment, and I'm going to click on the bar at the top and drag to the right until I get it pretty close. All right, so I don't know, you know, you could edit, go back and forth a couple times and kind of see like, okay, let me get out of this. So go back to here, and then I can get my eyedropper tool if I wanted to kind of keep going back and forth and perfecting this. Here it is, the eyedropper tool, and I could click on the text, or the middle of Lobo's head, and then double click and get 210 2691 is the exact color. And I could come back and spacebar, middle finger click, and kind of do the same, but now target this group layer and see where I'm at. So it's slightly off, double click, 211, but pretty close, right? So you could go back and then go double click and edit this, maybe one hair that way, and then keep going back and forth. But all right, so I'm going to do Command 0 and say we're close enough, and then I could save it as a PSD and open it as a PSD in Adobe Express, but I just saved a JPEG. So file, export as, and then a JPEG at 1,000 pixels wide was, you know, good enough for my demo here. So there's my export, which I didn't see pop up, but should be around here somewhere. And then I dragged it into Adobe Express, and I added one more set of lights, edit image, and I just went to media, and then some lights. I really wanted to start using video effects, but and then it got too complicated, so save that for a different class. But maybe give it a name, my demo. I got all caps going still. Photos, lights, and I got these lights right here. Clicked off so that I did not drag and drop and replace. I got a new layer, and then I just kind kind of expanded the layer, and I changed the opacity blend mode to drop the black pixels out, and got something like that, and then downloaded it as a JPEG again, so the file size was a little smaller, but fit to screen, zoom to fit page, there we go. So that was my demo 1. And then after messing around with some video effects, I said, oh, I forgot about Photopea. And I did it in Photopea, which, as I said earlier, has cool editable text effects. So, sorry, live editable type as opposed to vector P. So I got my template and I dragged it in to Photopea. And right, so again, you see your text here, the red layer, double click on it. And then I guess I should have saved it first, but now we're going. So movie, double click on it. You could try double clicking there on the icon, but that worked for me. It says I want to edit it. So all caps, caps lock, summer. And then to edit it, to say you're done, hit the check or switch tools. And then what worked best for me, I tried to kind of, edit it by the font size, edit the size of this summer text. But I just found that free transform, that command option T worked best for me. So that puts the blue bounding box around the text for summer. And then you can, so let you click on one and drag left. Yeah, there we go. Nope, Command Z. So one more time, Command Option T, and I want to change the width from 100%, and because they're chained, the width and height, I was on the position, I see. But we still do get this nice little scroll visual feedback, easy to dial it in perfectly. All right, so edit your letters for summer. You could make them close to you could change like the the tracking if you want to mess with it, like the distance between the letters. If you click on it, and then we should be able to change all kinds of aspects of the, no, well, maybe you have to go to Window, Character. I don't see my character panel. There it is. Tracking, and click and make the letters a little closer to each other. All right. Okay, so I'm done with character panel. Thank you. Window, character, check, go away. All right, let's go on to text effect and make it 2025. And again, it gets a little small, so maybe do that free transform, Command Option T. And this time I don't get quite as good of a bounding box. Oh man, I'm getting a little sloppy here. So, okay, so we're working in this smart object, your text here, 21.psd. And so we're going to have to save this before we close. And you can't X to save it. You have to actually save it. But we're not done editing our text quite yet. So let me try to get text effect. It's still tricky because now I don't remember the words. So I'm going to have to kind of target it. And so text effect is the bottom one here. And once I get my letters dialed in, go back to the Move tool, select it, and Command Option T to get my blue bounding box, and then width, and I can kind of bring it up so it's a little more legible, drag to the right. And then once I'm happy with the size, I can hit check to apply and click and drag it over. I don't get the smart guides, but I could zoom way in, but for me, this looks fine. All right, so now this is kind of bugging me how character panels hasn't gone away, but maybe I can click on, there we go. All right, so that's what I should have done before to use a. So the window menu controls what panels are visible, and the panels can be displayed here off to the right or here in this bar. And I didn't know that was the character panel, but the tooltip shows me it is. All right, so save it, Command S, or File Save, File, Smart Object Updated, File Save, Smart Object, Command S. And once you get rid of the asterisk, you can hit X to close the tab. A little bit of lag, but I think it... There we go. All right, so that was looking good, and I brought Lobo in. I didn't really want to mess with the adjustment layers this time, so I just brought Lobo in. And then I dragged it to the very top of the stacking layer or layer panel stacking order. It's getting a little slow. I don't know if it's my computer, my connection. Oops, okay, so make sure you're targeting what you want to edit. So target the Seawolf layer, and then you should be able to reposition, but I'm getting some lag, so I'm gonna kind of just live with it. All right, so if you want to change the blend mode, you can. I think I found that color dodge looked kind of cool for me, but you can mess with some of the blend modes and change how the underlying pixels interact as opposed to being 100% the top layer. You get some of those underlying layers, either the textures, colors, or lens flares, the lighting effects coming through. And then I guess we should do File, Save as PSD to save it on our desktop. I can call this Photopea text effect demo. And then I can put it in my file, save more, PSD to storage, so it saves on my P drive, which I filled up and had to delete some old files, so hopefully we don't get an error message. All right, so it's saving, and I'm going to export it. I'm going to do export as a JPEG. 1,000 pixels wide for this demo is fine. Save, download, and go to a new Adobe Express. That's the PSD. Here it is, this one. And then I brought in a photo of Mars. This one had like a blue edge that kind of matched the effect. So I don't want to replace that image. Good, it goes in on top. Kind of reposition, recenter. Get rid of this panel for a sec, get rid of this panel, get a better zoom in. Then I remove the background because it's got like, you know, this edge of the image that I don't like how it looks. And then I got the erase tool out, not quick select, circle brush. I made it soft as possible. 0 hardness, 1 hardness. Made the brush something like this, and I clicked from the left and dragged to the right. And you could do a couple passes if you want to kind of move the edge higher. And done. And then click off to deselect and zoom in a little more. And that's it. Maybe give it a file name that's not untitled. So Photopea text effect demo, and then you can download it as a JPEG and send it to all your friends. So hope you had fun, and I look forward to seeing your results.